This is the card I'll be showing you how to make today. It's using the Welcoming Window stamp set along with the Window Flower box dies. So before I get started, go like and subscribe to the YouTube channel so that you'll stay notified when the next video tutorial's up and you won't miss anything. But anyways, we'll get back to the card. So this stamp set and bundle is out of the newest mini catalog that runs through June 30th, 2021. So make sure you get your bundle and have fun playing around with it. It makes some absolutely gorgeous cards. So to get started, I'm going to grab a 4 1/4 by 11-inch sheet of Whisper White cardstock, and I'll fold that in half. And I will take this window die here, and I will be placing that right in the center. And I'll grab my die cutting machine platforms here. So you'll need your 1, 2, and this will be your 3rd plexiglass plate. Open up your card so we don't cut through both layers here. And you'll just want to place this window right in the center. You can also use Post-it notes kind of to hold the window right in place. But carefully put that on top. Run this through the Big Shot. And when you finish, you should end up with a hole in your card and this window piece, which we will use. So set this window piece aside and I'll show you how to use that later. But first of all, we are going to open up our card here like so, and I will be grabbing the Cinnamon Cider ink here and this little brick stamp that came along in the stamp set. Now, to make this I guess more variegated background here, I stamped off a lot. So I inked up and I would stamp off several times, and then you can slowly just stamp. You don't have to stamp the whole background, but you're going to want some darker ones, some lighter ones, and just kind of filling in the holes everywhere. And then you might want a darker one and lighter one, and just kind of keep working yourself up till you're kind of happy with the darkness and lightness of your brick wall here. So as you can see, I did not stamp exactly everywhere. So there's some that is completely white there, but I just want it to be a very light, subtle background. But that's all you will do for that. So make sure you stamp off. That's very important. So it kind of gives it a very light look to it. But anyways, all right, so that's that. We're going to set this aside here, and then grab your Seaside Spray ink pad and a blending brush. These blending brushes are absolutely amazing, and I absolutely love them. Open up your card, and we are going to sponge kind of in the center of the card, right where your window is. It does not have to be exact, but you're just going to kind of dab there. I like to rub off just to get some of the surface ink off, and then just lightly rub. And we're wanting to create a little bit of blue just so that in the back of the window it kind of looks like you're looking out the window. Alrighty, so there's that. Alrighty, so now what I'm going to do is take some Tombow glue and take my little window piece here, and we're just going to put just a little bit here around the edges, and then close your card, and you're going to lay that right down in the center, in that hole there. And then you can open it back up and just make sure it's all attached there. So you can kind of see, it's kind of hard to see with the light, but you can kind of see the blue through the window and the white window there. But when you close it, it kind of gives this cool little effect there. So that's the base part of your card. Next, we're going to work on the little accessories to make the window pop. So set your card base aside and grab a little scrap piece of paper, and I will start with the greenery bouquet part. So I'm using Mossy Meadow ink here, and I will ink up. So this is kind of like, I don't know what you call it, kind of a reversed rock and roll technique, but I'm going to ink it up, and then I'm going to stamp off and roll it. So what this will do is it'll keep the outside, the center dark, but the outside leaves kind of fading a little lighter green. So then we'll stamp that down like so. So you can see that it gives this really cool effect to the greenery there. So set this aside and then grab Pretty Peacock ink, and we are going to ink up and oops, I might have, and stamp down there with the flowers. And then I took a Crush Curry marker, Stampin' Write marker, and just coloring in very carefully, just kind of dabbing in the center of the flowers. If you just use it and brush all over, it could make the blue bleed. So just kind of like dab it just barely so that it doesn't bleed all over the place. Okay, and then next we're going to take Crush Curry ink, and we're going to have our picture vase here. Ink that up, and we're going to stamp that right there, like so. And then pull back out your Pretty Peacock ink, and we're going to do 2 of the shutters. We're going to stamp 2 shutters here. So we'll stamp those right beside each other, like so. And then go back with your Wink of Stella here, and I just went over the pot to give it an extra little shimmer, and then over the flowers, just to add a little extra something. Alrighty, next we need to die cut. So grab your 2 shutters here. It's nice they have 2 dies, so 1 for each shutter, and then the die for the bouquet spread here, and then the die for the vase. So you will use your die cutting machine to die cut all this, and one really cool thing is to use your mini die cutting machine. It makes things so much easier to have it like right on the table for you. So when you get done, you will have these 4 pieces here, and then you will grab, I used a piece of Cajun Craze and this little window box seal, and you'll also run that through the Big Shot, and you should end up with something that looks like this. It's got a nice wood grain to it. So grab your base card again, and we will start putting it together. So I just used a little bit of Tombow for the back of these shutters here and glued them directly to the base of the card. Like so. And then I took a few dimensionals, and you can actually for this use the edge of your dimensionals. It actually works really great for this window box here. And that way you can use every last bit of your dimensionals. Okay, and take the backs off of those, if they'll come. And then we'll put that down right there. And then I used some Tombow on the very edge of the flower here, and then I glued it to the vase. And then you can use some dimensionals to attach this. One really good piece of advice is put it on the sides, because once you use dimensionals to put this down, you don't want dimensionals in this little corner. Otherwise it'll stick to your when you open your card, it'll stick down to the face of your card, so you won't be able to open it. So make sure you leave this, if it's facing it, the left side. Don't put a dimensional on the left side there. So take off your dimensionals, backs here, and place that right there like so. And then our last step is to add a little greeting. So I chose the one wishing our paths crossed a little more often here. And I use the Pretty Peacock ink. And I'm just going to ink that up really good and stamp that right here under the window, like so. And that is your finished card. It's a really fun way to use all the little pieces in the window to make it a nice little homey card. So anyways, there you go. Hopefully you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.